afternoon. Today is Tuesday, March 19th. I once again have been working on the same couple of projects. No more work on the Marines insignia. And I don't know, here's my How to Train Your Dragon, Year of the Dragon Sal. I don't know that I've actually done anything else on this. If I did, it was just a couple of lines, so you probably can't really see it too much. So that's that guy. I have a lot of haul and non-cross-stitchy things to talk about today, so we'll see how long this goes. So here's Jack. And as you can see, I finished all the black in his bow tie on both sides. His whole arm is finished here and here. So then I just have this left. So I think I want to continue with the black and get all of that done so I can, I guess, color complete. And then move back down here and then probably over here before I move the Q-snap again. Then for my temperature Sal, I finished January. I know we're getting towards the end of March, but I finished January, so got all that done. These days right here, there's actually two colors except for the mushroom. The mushroom is all one color because the high and low were only like 1 degree apart that day. But these are multiple colors. I don't know if you can see it. But the colors were just so close that you really can't tell. Like, this is supposed to be a skull, but it looks more like an apple. And then this is supposed to be a stack of books. But the colors are just so close for those 2 days. I am looking forward to moving into other colors as we get further down the year, but this first top part's pretty lame. I printed out the spreadsheet that was provided. I have all my colors in, and as you can see, we have a lot more greens for February, and then we got yellows and browns, and then March is going to be a lot of browns and greens. We did have these blue days. I think those days, as you can see, they were really low temperatures for those days, but as we get up to some higher temps, we're going to move into these browns. I'm not looking forward to the temperatures, that's for sure. That is one thing I'm not looking forward to, the 90s and 100s, but I am looking forward to my temperature cell not being all green. I was missing this color. There we go. 18. I was missing number 18, so I was subbing 834, which is... Hold on, I have it over here. So this is 834, which I was subbing for 18. Let me turn this light off. So I was subbing 834 for 18. They're pretty close. In real life, you could tell there's a little bit of difference. I have so many lights in this room. Well, I thought I was, oh, no, that's not the right one. There we go. All right, maybe that'll help. Can you kind of see now? There's a little bit of difference. The 18, I believe it is a little bit brighter. So I went to Hobby Lobby today because I hadn't been to the Hobby Lobby here. and I got 18. So for January, I used 834, but for February on, we're going to use 18, which is the color that was called for. And I will say, when I was in Hobby Lobby, their craft area is getting smaller and smaller. The cross stitch area has usually only been like 3/4 of an aisle, like half on one side, and well, maybe like half on each side, maybe a little bit more. But now they combined it with needle punch and embroidery and plastic canvas and all this stuff, and so it seems to be even less. And then okay, I'm back. The dogs barking were some people trying to sell solar, but I rent, so you can talk to my landlord. He's in San Antonio somewhere. But I was talking about Hobby Lobby. If you're in Texas, I think only, you'll remember Garden Ridge Pottery, and it was huge. But they sold craft supplies, and they sold fake flowers and pots and sheets and decor and just all sorts of things. And it got to, in their last maybe year or two of being in business, to where all of the craft supplies were gone. It was all I don't want to say closeout, but like knockoff home decor and South American pottery and stuff, but all of the craft stuff was gone. They might have sold a little bit of ribbon, might have had some bins here and there, but there was no craft section, and it looks like Hobby Lobby is going that way. I would say 3/4 of this Hobby Lobby here is decor and dishware. The fabric section is very small. The yarn section was only like 3 aisles now. Well, I say 3 aisles, like 2 sides of one aisle and then one side of another aisle. But tons of decor, fake flowers. The Easter section was rather large, which I would expect from a Christian-based company, but just the amount of other things that they had that I'd never seen in a Hobby Lobby before. I don't go in them very often, mainly because when we were in Florida, it was like 30 minutes to the closest one, whereas Michael's was like 5. And I just don't buy that many craft supplies in real life anymore. I buy most of my stuff online. But I was amazed and a little annoyed that another company is shifting away from craft supplies, because there's so few places to buy craft supplies. And I love small businesses and I love local needle shops, but I'm sorry, I'm not paying you $2 for a skein of DMC. I'm just not going to. And I'm not going to pay you, twice as much for a fat quarter of white Ada. I have a problem with the amount of markup on things that I don't feel like is necessary. If you have specialty floss, if you have exclusive designers, if you have your own dyers, I'll pay you for that. But I'm not paying extra for regular, plain, or I guess very common items. I have been to the Michaels here. There wasn't really anything in it that I couldn't live without either. Michaels did get rid of their anchor floss, so I don't have any reason to go there. I can get DMC anywhere, and I have the full set. Also, seems like Hobby Lobby is changing, and I think Michaels did the same thing, to where almost everything is their in-house brand. What is it? Mastercraft for their fine art supplies, and then Artist something or other for I bought some other stuff, but none of it's that brand. Artist something or other for their other craft supplies. The DMC, they had everything that's in the trays, but they used to have like a hanging section where there were the specialty flosses and like variegateds, and they even had their own brand of variegateds and specialty flosses. I remember the last time I went, this one had none of that. They had just the trays, and then they had all the tools hanging above, all the different needles and all tape measures and all the little accoutrement stuff that you don't really need. So this Hobby Lobby also looked like they were actively remodeling it, because there were big sections that were either empty or where they had just like a bunch of wreaths hanging or a bunch of signs hanging just to fill the aisle. And you could see them working while I was there. So I don't know if that's why it looked like they didn't really have any craft supplies, because they're moving stuff. The yarn and the cross stitch was in the front of the store, which I've always seen it usually on the far side or kind of towards the back. But in this one, fabric was on the side, and then yarn and cross stitch were in the front section on one side of the store, and then the front section on the other side was the Easter and of course the fake floral. So I don't know. I'll give them a few months, and maybe next time I need a color or something, I'll go in there and check it out again. And if it still seems like they don't have any more craft supplies, I just won't go, because there's nothing really I need. I did get this little guy. He's so cute. He's a little hedgie with a mushroom, and it's a full kit. It's Zygarde fabric. I don't know who the floss is by, but it says the design is by Cooler Design Studio, and this artiste is Hobby Lobby's brand. It says it down here, but this whole kit was only $2.99. That's why I bought it. I was like, I mean, I've paid way more than $2.99 for cross stitch or for patterns. So this is a whole kit. Sure, I'll take it. Then just because I don't feel like digging around, I bought some more glue tape runner. I have some, but I don't know where they are. I also went to Dollar Tree today. I have some other stuff over here I'll show you, but I got this paint marker. I haven't even opened it. It's a metallic brush marker. It doesn't say if it's water-based or whatever. And they only had silver. I looked through all the boxes. I was looking for gold. I'm not a huge fan of gold, but if I'm gonna buy metallic, I usually like to get both colors. One moment. Alright, so here it is. Out of the package, it says metallic brush marker. Okay, so it is just a metallic marker. It doesn't look like I have to do anything to make it come out. Let's see here. It doesn't smell. So yeah, I guess it's metallic. It doesn't like stink like a permanent marker or paint marker. So yeah, I mean $1.25 if I use it once. I also got these other markers. These are Sharpie markers. I got a black and a white. They come in lots of colors. I think there's like a 20 pack, 18 pack, something like that. 22 maybe? I don't know. It was around $20. But I just got these two. They seem to be like the acrylic markers that everybody's talking about. They just call them creative markers. And this is what they look like. They're just brush tip. I didn't have to prime them or anything. They were ready to go. They are water-based, according to the package. So, I don't know. I bought the 2-pack because these were like $4 or $5 just to try them out, because I figured if I got them and they weren't something that I would use, I would hate to have spent the $20 on all the colors if I'm not going to use them. So I just got the black and white because black and white are pretty standard. So basically I have 3 new brush markers for my coloring channel. Probably going to have to use these on a single-sided picture that's not in a book, because I feel like most coloring book paper or even printer paper, all of these are going to go through. So we'll see. Let me get rid of this. So, also from Dollar Tree, I got these flowers. So, I found all 4 of them. I bought all 4. Let's see. So, there's a daisy, a red flower, a pink flower, and then, I guess, a lilac. And it's basically, like Legos, like knockoff Legos. Lego has their own flowers, and they have this awesome bonsai tree that I really want, but it's $60. So I haven't been willing to buy that yet. I'm hoping that Walmart puts them on clearance pretty soon and I can get it on clearance. Hopefully after my discount kicks in and I can use my discount too. But I got the pink one, and it says it has 109 pieces. And then the yellow one, also 100, or white and yellow, also 109. The lilac is 103. Does it say what flower it is? Oh, it doesn't. Alright. They say that they're compatible with other building systems, because they also have just packs of colored blocks, and then like the little square bases that you put stuff on. And they had some little like Lego figures, Lego looking figures, in both the toys and the Easter stuff, but they looked bigger than what I consider the minifigs, so I don't know. But I'll probably do a video, maybe a video for each one as a separate thing. They just looked like fun. I like the Lego flowers, but like I said, they're just so expensive, because even the smallest Lego flowers I think are like $20. Anyhow, these were $1.25. If they're terrible, they're terrible. They were $1. Another cross-stitch haul thing I got was a Android tablet. So it's just a standard Galaxy Tab. My cover just came today, and as you can see, my cover looks just like my iPad cover. But so I have the iPad mini, and then this is just a stand, which is 7 inches, so this is an 11-inch tablet. I got it mainly for reading magazines and stuff like that, but because it's Android, I also downloaded a trial of Pattern Keeper, and I loaded the How to Train Your Dragon into it, so I can see if I'm gonna like it. I know it's only $9 to buy it, but there's no point in buying the program if I don't like using it. So I did that. It has a micro SD card in it, so I loaded other patterns onto it that I either have kitted up or want to start stitching soon, so that they'll be ready to go. And I mean, you can just see how much bigger this screen is. Let me see here. So this is this screen compared to my head. And then this screen compared to my head. I have the same programs on both, so let's see. Let's pull up. I'm going to pull up Libby, which is a reading app that you can get stuff from the library. So let's see. Where'd you go? Okay. So this is Libby on here, and then Libby on here. So for books, I don't think it's going to make too much of a difference, but for magazines, it's going to be a huge difference. It is weird. I'm having to get used to the way Android works versus the way iOS works, because I haven't had an Android in quite a while. I've never had an Android tablet, but I haven't had an Android phone in quite a while. So, and it is Wi-Fi only, which is fine because anything I want when I'm not at home, I'll just download. Another thing I bought, which is not craft related at all, but I love these candies, Nerds Gummy Clusters, which is funny because I don't really like Nerds or gummies, but I love the gummy clusters, and I've had them freeze dried. They're usually very expensive, like a bag this size. This bag was $4 and change. The freeze dried ones will be the same size bag, but because they're freeze dried, there's maybe like 30 pieces of candy and they're like $10. So I was at Five Below and they have freeze dried candy, and I saw this. So this looks a lot like what the Nerds clusters look like when they're freeze dried, because I have had them. Not exactly like this, but pretty close. And I thought, well, maybe, you know, this is just a drawing or whatever. So it's not going to look exactly like the Nerds Gummy Cluster. And they can't say this started off as a Nerds Gummy Cluster because, you know, that's illegal. So, and then the name just says Halo Drops. So that doesn't tell me anything. And it says assorted fruits or fruity favorites. So I open it up. They're fucking Skittles. Alright, I like freeze-dried Skittles. They're cool, but there was a different company that had freeze-dried Skittles, and it showed individual Skittles on the front of the package. So had I known this was freeze-dried Skittles, I probably would have bought the other bag of freeze-dried Skittles that was $3, because this bag was $5, because I thought it was a Nerds Gummy Cluster. I'm very mad. I'll eat the freeze-dried Skittles. Sorry about that, y'all. But still, very annoying. I can't say it's false advertisement because it is what it is. I don't know. Books. So I finished listening to Divine Rivals. It was really good. It was more twisty again than I was expecting. It did end on a cliffhanger, not a cliffhanger that I can say I'm happy about. There is a second book. I put it on hold. It's going to be quite a while before I get it. One library said indeterminate amount of weeks. I'm like 822nd or 3rd in line. And then the other one said about 4 months. So we'll see. I'll probably forget all about it before I get it. But the two main characters finally, you know, make their love match and all that blah blah blah. and she finds her brother, or he finds her, and yeah, then the cliffhanger happens, and the book is over. I would say you could probably say it's a standalone book. Like, if you don't care about cliffhangers, you could just say, oh, well, the story's over, you know. But I want to know what happens, because I have a feeling it's not going to be something I like. But it is about gods and goddesses and all of that, and it has a very, like, 1930s, 1940s feel, with how the people live, or how I picture them living. And I guess the writer is not American, because she calls trucks lorries. And then there's some other things, but mainly that's the main one. Like, she calls the big trucks lorries. But we'll see. I did get Follower of the Flowers, which is the second book to the Name Bearer. I just started it today. I'm at like 3%. It's almost 12 hours long. So, and I have 12 days to finish listening to it, so I need to get listening to that. The other big thing that happened today is I cut all my hair off. I'll try to figure out how to insert pictures here. Of what it looked like before. I took some pictures. It was down to about here when I pulled it around, I think. So I'm not 100% happy with it, because it doesn't look even. When I look at the back, it doesn't look all that even to me. If I can turn around, hopefully you can see it. It doesn't look 100% even. She didn't wet it or even ask me if I wanted layers or anything. She just started chopping. And I keep finding weird hairs. Like, there's one here that are like way longer. I've already cut a couple of them. But by cutting it, number one, it's not going to be blowing in my face all the time. But also, it got rid of all the white. Like, everything that was left was white. When I would put my hair up in a ponytail, it would look like a red fox tail, because it would be dark brown, and then it would be like a little bit of blondish, real light brown, and then white. So all that is gone until my hair grows back out. It felt like it was getting thicker, but now that I've cut it off, it doesn't feel as thick. I didn't wash it today either, so we'll see. I usually cut my hair about once a year, and when I do, it's a big chop, but it's probably been 2 years since I've cut my hair, so huge chop. I haven't told my husband yet, so he's in for that surprise when he gets home. Oh, so I still have these nails, the Color Shift glitter nails, and I bought, oh, sorry, my big head there. I bought these kind of pinky purple Color Shift ones to do next. This is the same company, same number of nails, so I'm hoping when I do them this first time, I'm going to try and set out two sets, and then get rid of the others, or separate them in the box or whatever, so that I'll have 2 sets. Because the second set on this one, not all of them fit great, like you can tell. On this one, see, there's no gap on this side, but then when you look on this side, there's a gap. I don't care too much, because when you look at them head on, they look fine, and they look like gel nails. So I'm going to try to set aside 2 sets this time, so that I'll know that I have enough. Trying to think anything else. I have to put together a coloring video after I'm done with this one. I have a little sheet with four individual pictures. I'll probably do that. Maybe try and use my markers. See how that goes. Well, I think that's about it. I had to stop the video, so it's going to take me a little while to get this edited and get it up. If you have any questions or comments, please leave them down below. Please go check out my coloring channel. Also, I have links to my Amazon stores down below as well. Thank you and have a great day.